Reporters are tracking the first India visit of the Apple CEO. Priya Sheth joins us from outside the Taj Hotel, where Cook is staying. Deepthi Bathini in Hyderabad, which will be his next stop. Adith Charlie in Bengaluru will be catching up with a whole host of startups who are likely to meet with Cook. But Priya, coming to you first, lunch with the Ambanis, dinner with Shah Rukh Khan. It's a great start for Tim Cook.
Well, absolutely. It's been an action-packed day for Tim Cook in Mumbai today. In fact, the Apple CEO began his day at 5 a.m. where he went to visit Siddhivinayak temple. Here he met Mukesh Ambani's son Anant Ambani. Then he visited back to Taj Mahal Palace, where he had a power breakfast with Tata Group Chairman Cyrus Mistry. Now here we understand that several strategic decisions were discussed in this breakfast meeting. This was followed by a visit to the ICICI Bank headquarters, where Tim Cook met up with Chanda Kochhar as well as several executive directors. Here the topic of discussion was digital banking as well as several possible tie-ups that both the companies could explore. Lunch was, as you mentioned, at the Ambani residence in Antala. This was followed by a series of closed-door meetings with corporates. Tata Consultancy Services being a big corporate that he met. He's likely to meet Vodafone soon. But of course, one big achievement was meeting several developers. In fact, 4 developers from the startup community met Tim Cook today. In fact, the last stop is, of course, Mehboob Studio and, of course, Shah Rukh Khan's residence where he's hosting dinner. But I did catch up with one of the developers who attended the roundtable. Let's listen in.
Investing in education primarily, in marketing, in actually promoting the App Store ecosystem in India, which is one of the greatest potential markets, but currently the traction of the App Store is very less over here. So we're expecting Apple to put in their muscle in terms of marketing and help promote our apps to their channel partners in their network.
Well, absolutely. That was a roundup of what really Tim Cook did in Mumbai today. The evolution of the 4G landscape is, as well as the startup community, was on top of his mind. But the next stop is Hyderabad. Over to you, Deepthi. What is expected tomorrow? Run us through the itinerary.
Thank you, Priya. Here in Hyderabad, he's expected to land here at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And after that, he is directly expected to reach the Apple Center here on the outskirts of Hyderabad, here in Wave Rock, where he'll be spending time of 3 hours here at this center. And this is going to be the first tech center outside, based out of US. This is going to be the digital mapping center for where they will be providing technical support, while the servers will be based in US. Here at this meeting, he's expected to meet the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao and also IT and Industries Minister K. Tarak Ramarao. While it is still unclear as to who all would be part of the delegation meeting there, what we understand from the IT department here in Telangana is that it is going to be a closed-door meeting, but however, he's going to spend 3 hours here in Hyderabad, and it is going to be an interesting to see as to who all are lined up to meet him here in Hyderabad. And we have more, and his next stop is going to be in Bangalore. Over to you, Adith.
That's right. Tim Cook may come to Bangalore, though it's not yet confirmed yet. But a lot of startups are already raving about some of the news that's come in from the Apple fold. As you know, today morning, Tim Cook's Apple decided to set up a design and development center in Bengaluru, a move which was much anticipated, and the startup community here is clearly excited about it. We spoke to a bunch of startups through the course of the day. Of course, in the evening, we also managed to speak to some of the startups who were part of the developer conference that was held in Bombay today. Just take a look.
A mentorship, a weekly review by some of the Apple's core team will be very helpful in making their products, a world standard, and giving them a positive loop for that. So it is a huge development.
The best apps in the world today, the best mobile apps especially, have a brilliant out-of-box experience. And I think that's something we need to have our developers, our founders, our startup folks, right, understand and be able to execute on. And I think that's where Apple's insight into what makes an app tick across the world, where they get to see what works, what doesn't, with the best of developers, best of apps across the ecosystem, will be very helpful. That insight, the best practices, what new trends they're seeing that are resonating with consumers will be extremely important, and I think extremely helpful to our developers on this side.
All right, guys, thanks for joining in with all the action from Tim Cook's first ever India visit as a CEO of Apple. We'll keep bringing